Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS as well. Peace and salutation to the elect. My name is Ainal. That's how this video is. United States presidential seal turns to the left towards arrows. Right. So basically, I have this video here pulled up, and Trump is Fox News. Trump addresses World Economic Forum in Davos. So I checked this video. I believe it was like Saturday night or Sunday morning. I was doing some traveling, watching videos and things like that. So now I'm at the location where I'll be at for a while. And so I checked this video out, and then I got to the comment sections, and they pointed it out to me. And basically, this still looking at it, they say it's a digital image, because Trump is not actually there. And we stopped at 2819, and we'll get it because you can see the seal here. It's the president of the United States, seal of the president of the United States, right? So you see the seal, the head here is facing towards the olive branch, right, symbolizing peace. And we'll get into a little bit about why it's like that. But on this digital thing here, we have the arrow, or the bird facing towards the arrows, which symbolizes war, right? And Trump considers himself a wartime president, and that he's fighting a war. He's thinking he's coming to save Babylon the Great. Let's grab this Second Thessalonians, First Thessalonians 5:3. First Thessalonians 5:3. But when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Oh, that's what it was that was at the end. All right, I was thinking to myself, yo, we're gonna get we gonna I don't know. This man is talking about denuclearization. Yeah, we're gonna grab that. So anyway, because this lesson really is about this thing right here, but he says a lot in this, and that's how you know. So let me see if I can grab that where he said that at. He said it towards the end right here. Let me just grab it. So that's 2819. We'll watch that. Hold on.
Been started. And it wasn't started during there was never even talk about it. I knew that it was the apple of President Putin's eye, but I also knew that there was no way he was going in, and he wasn't going to go in. And then when I was out, bad things happened, bad things were said, a lot of stupidity all around, and you end up with what you have. Now you have all these bombed out cities that look like demolition sites with many people killed. I think the thing that you'll see about Ukraine is that far more people have died than is being reported. And I've seen that. But far, far more people have died. When you look at a city that's become a demolition site where big buildings have been collapsed by missiles hitting them and everything else, and they say one person was slightly injured. No, many people were killed. Those are big buildings. I was surprised at how that was my business. These are buildings that go 2 and 3 blocks long. They're 20 stories high. They're big, powerful buildings, and they were knocked down, and there were a lot of people in those buildings, and announced that 2 people were injured. That's not true. So I think you're going to find that there were many more people killed in Ukraine in the Ukraine war than anybody has any idea. But if you look now, so many of the people being killed are soldiers just facing each other with guns, rifles, and drones, the new form of warfare, drones. And it's a very sad thing to see. And when you see pictures of the fields that I see, nobody wants to see it. You'll never be the same.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, on behalf of all the 3,000 participants.
Field than us, but they're going to be catching it at some point over the next 4 or 5 years. And I will tell you that President Putin really liked the idea of cutting way back on nuclear. And I think the rest of the world, we would have gotten them to follow. And China would have come along too. China also liked it. Tremendous amounts of money are being spent on nuclear. And the destructive capability is something that we don't even want to talk about today because you don't want to hear it. It's too depressing. So we want to see if we can denuclearize, and I think that's very possible. And I can tell you that President Putin wanted to do it. He and I wanted to do it. We had a good conversation with China. They would have been involved, and that would have been an unbelievable thing for the planet.
Yeah, very unbelievable. First Thessalonians 5:3, it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right, so Esau here, Donald Trump is talking about denuclearization. Hold on, grab this. What is it, Isaiah 54 and get a little bit of prophecy on it. Isaiah 54:16. This is what it says. It says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy." Right. So the Most High Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai allow Esau Edom to, make these nuclear devices destroy themselves and each other. Right. There's no nuclearization of anything. That's not going to happen. So that's how we're pretty much waiting for this to happen. Right. Everything Trump says about peace and safety, but at the same time, his war in his heart, and we'll grab that. Right. Because I got that. Psalms 55:21. It says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter." And I'll grab 20. Psalms 55:20 says, "He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords." And why is that? Because this man considers himself a wartime president. If you look at that seal, or this seal, this digital still here with this thing here facing towards the arrows. So I'll grab this real quick.
Do you consider America to be on a wartime footing in terms of fighting this virus?
I do. I actually do. I'm looking at it that way because, if it got out of control, the big thing we did was a very early stop it.
All right, so this was back in 2020, his first run, but he's back now. He's basically coming back better than ever, right? Really to beat the devil that he is.
Do you consider America to be on a wartime footing in terms of fighting this virus?
I do. I actually do. I'm looking at it that way because, if it got out of control, the big thing we did was a very early stoppage of people coming in who could be very, very heavily infected. That was a very good move, and it was very early, very, very early, when most people, including a lot of professionals, they didn't want us to do it. That really saved a lot of lives. And yeah, I look at it, I view it as in a sense, a wartime president. I mean, that's what we're fighting.
And he's proud to say it. He's proud to be that wartime president, right? Trump labels himself a wartime president combating coronavirus. So, I don't know about that word, but hey, this is not medical information or anything like that. It says, "Now it's our time. We must sacrifice together." This was Trump saying, right? It says, "Now it's our time." This is his same mindset, only intensified now here in 2025. It says, "Now it's our time. We must sacrifice together because we are all in this together and we will come through together," the president said. So now he's like, it's all about America. We're all in this together type of thing that he's saying now. It says President Donald Trump on Wednesday began to invoke the rhetoric of a wartime president, as he told reporters he views himself as one, while his administration fights to control the spread of what's happening. And that's what he's doing now. He's combating everything that he believes to be a threat to Babylon the Great right now. He's starting with the migrants. Jacob's trouble is starting with the migrants right now. We grab that. Because this is a part of Jacob's trouble. Let me grab that. Jeremiah 30:6. It says, Jeremiah 30:6, it says, "Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, that day is great, so that none is like it. Is even in time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Right, and that's going to the elect. But basically, these things are ramping up, right? Which will get Matthew, because these things must be, but these things are ramping up. It looks like it started small, but it's starting big, because at the rapid speed that Esau Edom is coming down, because he knows that he has but a short time. Trump basically doing what he's doing and all of that. So it says again, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Right, and basically some time is going to pass by, because the days is not the same for us as to the Most High, right? About what? One day for the Most High is 1,000 years for us, roughly paraphrasing. So that's why I started now with, what the northern tribes are being sent back, all over the place and things like that. That's that cruel Lord. This is Isaiah 19, and I'll start at 1. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel shall ride upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. Right, the swift cloud is the chariots. He's going to come into Egypt. That's Revelations 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, even those that pierced him. Right, so Yahweh is going to come, and we are seeing the chariots in the sky now. You know, it's all over the news. But, you know, it says the burden of Egypt, and Trump is talking about he's going to, you know, reveal what that is. So we'll see what he says about that. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel shall ride up upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Right, we're going to get those nuclear in Joel 2. I was going to bring it out, but anyway. It says, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. Right, so Esau even has no wisdom, and he's seeking to his left-hand sources, you know, to get his understanding of what's happening in the world right now. You know, what is it? The stars aligning and things in the sky, the 6 planets, or whatever the case may be. And the scriptures say, don't be dismayed at the things in the heaven, because the heathen are dismayed at them, right? Right, so these devils, you know, they're looking up there, they're trying to figure it out. They're going on their left-hand sources, and they're probably saying, yeah, this is all aligning for your favor, and really and truly it's aligning for the destruction, because we grab it real quick. You know, 2nd Esdras 9. These are the signs of the end. It says 2nd Esdras 9. Now I start at 1. 2nd Esdras 9 and 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. We just went over that with the chariots. Isaiah 19, I just gave you Revelation 1 and 7, and how also is he visiting this place? Tempest, you know, pestilence, you know, thunderings. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, it's mad uproars of the people of the world all over the world regarding different presidencies. You got these people, Georgia, talking about they're not trying to be like a Russia-controlled government, whatever the case may be. They out there protesting, people protesting in Israel, people protesting in Babylon. The women are cutting their hair. They don't want Trump to be the president, even though he already is, you know. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. It says, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, the end is manifest. Even so the times also of the highest have obtained beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. Right? And these are the effects and signs that we're seeing. Let me grab this real quick, right? So Esau Edom is dismayed at what's happening up there. Signs. Bear with me while I grab the scripture. Let's see. We'll grab Luke 21 and 25. And I believe that's in Matthew too, and I get it, right? So we'll grab Luke 21 first. Luke 21 to 25. It says, and there shall be signs. See, it says the return of Yahushua, right? It says Luke 21 and 25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves rolling. So that's exactly what's happening right now. So what? These stars, you know, these could be planets also. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, right? So that goes into what you had, like your solar eclipse, you know, the red moons, the big moons, and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, right? The nations are distressed right now and perplexed, you know? Got that word perplexity. You know, people are making videos all over social media saying, dang, I feel like something is about to happen. You know, there's a lot going on. It says the state of one who is in perplexity. Let me Google search it. It says inability to deal with or understand something complicated or unaccountable. Wait till these angels start manifesting themselves even more. The scriptures speak of their apparitions, you know, and that's what it's talking about here when you get the next verse. It says, men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Right? Yahweh is going to come through. The angels are going to be here, you know, aspirations, you know, and Jacob's trouble and things like that. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with the power and great glory. What power and great glory? So Yahweh is going to come through all the angels, right? So basically, Jacob's trouble is going to happen. Men's heart is going to be filling them for the things that are happening, right? And then Yahweh is going to come through, with the angels and his great glory, right, on a chariot. And basically, the scriptures say when he comes, he's not going to meet Esau as a man, right? He's going to come as a great destroying power full of glory. It says, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh, right? And we definitely doing that. You know, we know that we're measuring the time diligently in itself. 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 1, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part the signs past, which I have told thee before. So that's what we're doing. We're measuring the time, right? So we understand that Yahweh Bashmiah Shai is about to come visit this place, and it's only a matter of time, right? The prophecies are happening, and even going back over here, get back to where I was going at with this AI thing.
And what I'd like to see is rapid approvals. We're going to give very rapid approvals in the United States, like with the AI plans, talking to many people want to build them. That's going to be a very big thing. We're going to build electric generating facilities. They are going to build. I'm going to get them the approval. Under emergency declaration, I can get the approvals done myself without having to go through years of waiting. And the big problem is we need double the energy we currently have in the United States. Can you imagine? For AI to really be as big as we want to have it, because it's it'll be very competitive with China and others. So I'm going to give emergency declarations so that they can start building them almost immediately. And I think it was largely my idea because nobody thought this was possible. It wasn't that they were not smart, because they're the smartest. But I told them that what I want you to do is build your electric generating plant right next to your plant as a separate building connected. And they said, wow, you're kidding. And I said, no, I'm not kidding. You don't have to hook into the grid, which is old and, could be taken out. If it's taken out, they wouldn't have any way to get any electricity. So we are going to allow them to go on a very rapid basis to build their plant, build the electric generating plant. They can fuel it with anything they want.
Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. The devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time, right? So Trump is trying to push forward with these executive orders to get this infrastructure built towards this AI, which is that micro CHIP, right? That MOTB. Revelations 13 and 16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, right? So basically the point is that you're going to receive that mark that you read again. Revelation 13 and 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of the name, right? So, he's using subtlety and deception. He's saying AI infrastructure, when it really and truly is this that they're trying to implement, this MOTB, right? They're trying to become what China is, basically, but with the MOTB. Psalm 65 again in 21. 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, right? And this dude considers himself, wartime president. So let me grab this. I was going to grab Joel 2 for a reason. I forgot where I was at with the precept, but it's all good. So basically, the seal, right? It says the seal of the president of the United States is used to mark correspondence. Oh, so basically, I was going to grab Joel 2 because, at the end. So we'll go back to the end after this. Let me grab this. We back over here. It says the seal of the president of the United States is used to mark correspondence from the president of the United States to the U.S. Congress or to whoever, right? We just got that video. He considers himself a wartime president, and it's also used as a symbol of the presidency itself, right? So when I searched that word correspondence, it says a close similarity, connection, or equivalence. And then the second one says communication by exchanging letters, emails, or other messages, right? So Trump's message is that, he stands for this. He's on gold. Let me grab this Isaiah. He's on gold. I'll start from the top again. Isaiah 19:1, it says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord Yahweh, Bashmiah shall ride upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh, Bashmiah shall of hosts. Right, so that's this man. That's Donald Trump. That's Donald Nero Trump. Right. Listen to this part again. He considers himself a wartime president. It's kind of low, but.
Do you consider America to be on a wartime footing in terms of fighting this virus?
I do. I actually do. I'm looking at it that way because, if it got out of control, the big thing we did was a very early stoppage of people coming in who could be very, very heavily infected. That was a very good move, and it was very early, very, very early, when most people, including a lot of professionals, they didn't want us to do it. That really saved a lot of lives. And yeah, I view it as in a sense, a wartime president. I mean, that's what we're fighting.
Right. So how much more now when he's coming back saying America, 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 right? You don't go, this man got sworn into office and he didn't put his hand on the Bible to swear in, which we're not supposed to do that anyway. But what type of mindset does this devil have to not to do that? Like, I'm not going to do it this time. And even there was people, Kamala Harris looking on at him, and shock and awe, like, oh goodness, he didn't do it, So that's that cruel Lord, Esau Edom. Now let me go back over here towards the end and grab this Joel 2. It was like what, 43 or something?
Gotten them to follow, and China would have come along too. China all together and get that stopped. We'd like to see denuclearization. In fact, with President Putin prior to an election result, which was frankly ridiculous, we were talking about denuclearization of our two countries, and China would have come along. China has a much smaller right now nuclear armament than us.
Right. So we had got 1 Thessalonians 5:3. He's talking about denuclearization. But the Most High Yahweh Bashmiah Shai created the smith to blow the coals in the fire to bring the instrument of destruction, which is Isaiah 54:16. This is Joel 2. The terrible visitation, right? This hasn't happened yet, right? And also, we can get. Let's get Revelations 9. Revelation 9:12 says, one woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. So World War I, let's get Revelations, I'll just go right here. Revelations 11 now. In Revelations 11:14, it says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So it went into the world wars, right? And the third woe cometh quickly. So there's no wilderness. There's no denuclearization. denuclearization. You know, that's Trump's peace and safety. And he's gonna come down being a cruel lord because this peace and safety that he's trying to implement is not gonna go well for him, right? These people are turning on him and what he's going on, even the nations. That's that shameful spewing put on his glory, right? He can no longer go about doing what he's doing, right? People is not gonna be okay. Habakkuk 2:5, it says, "Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Now they keep it at home, who enlarges his desire as hell." Hey, Trump what is Trump doing? Trump is trying to gather Mexico, Canada, the Gulf of Mexico, the Atlantic Pacific, all of that. It says, "Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Now they keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." Right. So this is what the devil, Esau Edom, has been doing for a long period of time now. But here towards the end, this is what Habakkuk 2:6 is saying. It says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him, these people that he's gathering unto himself, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay," which is that debt, right? And no one's talking about the debt. You got that dude Elon Musk, and they're supposed to be for what it's some type of efficient government or something, and we'll see. Ultimately, he's going to bring in that MOTB and that AI infrastructure that they're setting up. That's all it's for, right? This dude Elon Musk is all about Neuralink, and tampering in the brain and things like that, right? So he knows about that stuff, right? That's why he's Trump's right hand man. Shall they not? Verse 7: Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Right. So whatever Trump is trying to do, make a peace deal, denuclearify, right? Stop help over there in the Middle East with Israel and all. None of that is going to work out. So they're going to be destroyed, and there is no denuclearization. The terrible visitation, Joel 2:1, it says, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in the holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai cometh, for it is nigh at hand, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people in a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations." That right, this is going to the nuclear missiles, and he always talked about these things should have never been invented.
An election result which was frankly ridiculous. We were talking about denuclearization of our two countries, and China would have come along. China has a much smaller right now nuclear armament than us, or field than us, but they're going to be catching it at some point over the next 4 or 5 years. And I will tell you that President Putin really liked the idea of cutting way back on nuclear, and I think the rest of the world, we would have gotten them to follow, and China would have come along too. China also.
Yeah, this man had an interview with Joe Rogan talking about, these things should never have been invented because they're so disruptive. Yeah, and it's too late, right? It says so that's what it's talking about. This is that a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, right? Because the Most High Yahweh Bashmiel Shai gave him that ability to make these weapons. Neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Why? Because the saints are going to rule, right? We're going to tell the heathen to beat their hold on, let me see. What is that? I believe it's Zechariah. I think it's Zechariah actually. Let me see 39 and 14. Oh no, Ezekiel 39 and 14. Let me see. Hold on, let me see. Let me grab this. Bear with me real quick. I know one says learn war. They won't learn anymore. Okay, right here. This is Isaiah 2 and verse 4. I'll just start at 1. It says, the word of Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established, right? That's that government. In the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it, right? So we're going to be the toppity tippity top, right? And these other nations are going to be in subjection to us after 7,000 years of hardcore bondage and slavery, right? Esau, will be completely destroyed, burnt up in the fire. That's Obadiah 1 and 18. It says, and many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, Yahweh Bashmi Awashai, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, right? So in the kingdom, we will be teaching the heathen, right, to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments, but they're gonna be going off, we're gonna be beating their ass, you know. Anyway, it says, and we will walk in his paths, for out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashmiawashah from Jerusalem. See, the saints shall take the kingdom, and we will have the laws in our inward parts, right? And we will go out and teach these nations, and they're gonna want to learn, you know. It says, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. See, right? So, right here, Joel 2 and 2, it says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Even one of their, I guess supposedly wise men said, what they said, basically something about World War IV is going to be fought with sticks and stones or something, basically because there won't be a World War IV. Basically he said, the last war that they have will be fought with sticks and stones because they will destroy themselves with the power they have now, right? Which is those nuclear missiles that the Most High gave them. The Most High Yahweh Ba'ashmi Awashad. It says, a fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burning. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, right? So the land is all beautiful, right? Decked in precious stones and pearls and all that. And behind them a desolate wilderness, right? So behind these missiles is nothing but fire. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them, right? So nothing shall escape these missiles. There's no peace and safety. There's no denuclearization. It says the appearance of them is the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pained, all faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the walls like men of war, and they shall march every one on his way, and they shall not break their ranks. So these missiles are coming, right? There is no denuclearization. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path, right? And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. So there's no defense against these missiles when they come. And, who is it? America's enemy, Russia, has a missile like that right now, here in these last days, as things intensifies and we inch closer to World War III, while you have the president-elect, well, not even the president of the United States, 2025, with his thing, digital image facing towards these arrows, right? President of war. So that's pretty much getting to it. What is it? They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the walls. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. So the day of the Lord coming like a thief in the night for some individuals, right? It says the earth shall quake before them, the heaven shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining, because it's gonna be so dark. That was enough for that. This guy's Isaiah 24. And just grab it at 18. Isaiah 24 and 18, it says, and it shall come to pass that He who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. Why? Why is that? These nuclear missiles. It says the earth is utterly broken down, the earth is clean dissolved, the earth is moved exceedingly. It says the earth shall roll to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgressions thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. So that's the point. We grab this too, because Trump is one of these kings. I'll just finish it off. Isaiah 24 and 21, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison. After many days they shall be visited. So these heathens, pursuant to what is it? Psalms 149. We'll grab it. Psalms 149 and 5. It says, let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh Bashmiawashai be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, which is going to be a sword, an actual sword in our hand in the kingdom. It says to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. So the judgment is written, and the Most High word ain't coming back void. It's going to happen, right? To execute upon them the judgment written, this honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Bashmiawashai. And Lord willing, I'm of that number. We are of that number, brothers that's, in this thing sincerity and truthfully, doing what they need to do, that we be of the hopeful elect. We be those saints that can take vengeance on our enemies for it, Anyway, going back over here. It says, and I read it again, Isaiah 24 and 22, right? So the earth is going to be shaken, and then these devils going to be in these bunkers, and we're going to come back after getting crowned up. And Isaiah 24 and 22, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison. And after many days shall they be visited, right? So they're going to be down there in a little hole somewhere, just doing whatever the fuck they doing in that little hole, right? And then we're going to come check up on them and put them to give them continuing employment, right? And that was going back to that Ezekiel 39 and 14 I was about to get. This Isaiah 24 and 23. It says, then the moon shall be confounded and the sun ashamed when the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem and before his ancients gloriously. Right? Why is that? Because the Most High is going to shine bright, right? We won't need the sun or anything like that. The Most High is going to be that light, right? So so yeah, so that was going to nuclear missiles, right? Trump, there's no escaping that, right? That's gonna happen. Ain't no ain't none of that. Denuclearization is not happening. Let me grab this. This is Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and 3. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, right? And shall deceive many. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows, right? And that's exactly what's about to take hold, Jacob's trouble. Right. So many things been happening. It's only about to intensify. Jacob's trouble is about to come. We can already see the northern kingdom are going through it. They're even they're harassing regular people, asking them what they doing. Where you be at, where you live at, So, Slakia, Trump's going to come down with that great wrath, So, Lord willing, you edify from the lesson. I believe that's pretty much it. With that, I'll say shalom to those elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.